Hi everyone. I wanted to share some stuff with you today about the year that I've had with medicine. As I said in my previous video blog, I'm not one for hospitals or medicine or anything of that nature. I remember when I was first diagnosed, I had to take medicine twice a day. My mum would give me it every day, twice a day. I had splints, I had to go for physio in a heated pool. I remember all of that. But when I was 10, I was discharged, and I thought that was it. I thought, oh yay, I'm cured. I'm okay now. And I was okay for about 4 years. I played a lot of sports. In fact, I overdone it with the sports. I done Scottish country dance, cross-country running, badminton, swimming, basketball, tennis, hockey, high jump, which was my favourite. I even dabbled in a little bit of gymnastics and dancing, but I wasn't that great at those really. But the point is that I really think that I might have overdone it a little bit, or at least I did blame myself when my arthritis came back when I was 14. I really thought that it was my fault that it came back because I'd done all these sports and I probably shouldn't have. I know now that that's probably not the case, but that's how I felt at the time, and it made me feel really scared and frightened. I really thought that I'd done myself a proper damage, and I was worried about my future. I was only 14, 15, and I was about to take all my exams at school for standard grades, and all I could think about was, wow, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do afterwards? What if I can't walk or write, or what if I can't do something? And I really wanted to make my mum proud of me because she's such a hard worker, and I was really, really terrified. I didn't know what was going to happen. By the time I got to 16 and all my exams were finished, my hands were in a pretty bad way. They'd really started to swell up, and it's the first time I'd really experienced it in my hands. I'd had it in my knees and my ankles since I was born. So I done quite a silly thing, and I ran away from home, and I got a council flat, and I stayed there up until last year. That was about 8 years I stayed there for, and about 2006 it started to get really bad, a really bad flare-up. I was getting a lot more fatigue, a lot more swelling in my knees and my ankles and my hands, to the point where I couldn't really hold a pen. I didn't tell anybody. The way I kind of saw it was that because I wasn't at home, my mum couldn't see what was happening and that it was getting worse, that she wouldn't make me go to the hospital, because it's the one place I didn't ever want to go. I never wanted to go back, and it was really difficult for me to admit to anybody that I was feeling sore or I needed any kind of help. I don't really know why, but I know that that's just the way that I was. I still am like that, but I'm really trying a lot harder now to be a bit better about admitting when I need some help with some things. So last year, early 2010, a really nice lady that I knew told me about a group called Joint Potential, and they're run by Arthritis Care. It's a series of workshops that takes place over 3 weekends throughout the year, and I'd never met anybody that was my age before that had arthritis or any kind of arthritis. In fact, up until that point, I really didn't know that they existed. I can't tell you what a relief it was to talk to somebody my own age about things, even just silly things about wearing knee-high socks, or extra pairs of gloves, or decent shoes, or something like that. But over the weekends that I did go on, the workshops were run by Miriam Karp, and she done some things on being assertive, and it really helped me on that weekend about being assertive, because it showed me that I needed to be a bit more assertive when it came to doctors and hospitals, because any time I had attempted even just to go to the GP, I kind of froze up, or I didn't know what to say, and I'd get myself all confused and anxious and upset, and I couldn't walk into a doctor's surgery without being teary. I still kind of get like that. So I was assertive, and I went along to see a rheumatologist in January this year, 2011. And they told me that they wanted to try me on Methotrexate, which is something that I did try when I was younger and had a really bad reaction to it in tablet form. I was really sick. It really wasn't very nice. All I can really remember was not really being able to move. I was on the couch and I couldn't eat, I couldn't move, I couldn't even speak really. It was a horrible, horrible reaction that I had. So when the doctor said that he wanted me to go on it again, I really wasn't up for it. That's the best way I can explain it. I really did not want to try it. However, he said that he wanted to try injections because it might be easier, because some people find it easier on their stomach lining to have it injected instead of taking a tablet. I really hate needles, but I thought, okay, I'll give this a go. And I had 2 injections in my stomach, and it took a lot for me to go to the appointment and to let someone do it for me. I had a bit of trouble because they wanted me to do it myself, and I just couldn't inject myself at all. It was too scary and too much for me at that point. But unfortunately I got a really high temperature from it and caught an infection, so it was stopped, and I waited about 8 weeks or so, but my temperature wouldn't go down. I had a really upset stomach and we didn't really know why or what was happening. But we decided, because my temperature, although it had been high, had been stable, that we would go ahead with the injections and see how I was. So that takes us up to what, July, and they started me on my injections again, and I was on them for 7 weeks. I went along to 7 appointments, I had 7 injections, and I felt really, really ill. I had headaches, I couldn't sleep, I was feeling sick, I wasn't eating anything. My blood tests and things were all coming back fine, but my temperature was still really high. I really didn't feel right at all. It just made me feel really unwell. And then when I went back to see my rheumatologist, I got my weight done, and unfortunately they calculated that with every injection that I had over the 7 weeks, I lost almost a pound with each one, which was a little bit scary. So they stopped my injections again, and I've been told not to take any ibuprofen. I've got to take paracetamol instead. I haven't actually needed to use any, I haven't taken any. I'm a sucker for punishment. I'll wait until the very last moment before I'll take any painkillers. But since the injection stopped, I'm feeling much better. I'm still really sore and I'm still really stiff, but I'm sleeping again. I don't have a headache. My temperatures came right down. It's very strange, very strange. It really does look like methotrexate and me just don't mix very well. So I'm a little bit anxious to see what happens next at my next appointment. The appointment isn't until March, but I'm hoping that if I wait a few weeks I might be able to request a sooner one, because although I don't really like medicine, I know that I need to have some. So yeah. Has anybody else had any experiences with methotrexate similar to mine? If you have, please leave me a comment. Any advice or tips or anything would be really helpful. And if you have anything to ask me about how I've been feeling on it, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll keep you all updated about what happens. I'm not sure myself when that will be, but that's where I'm at just now, so fingers crossed that everything will be okay. I'm having quite a good day today, so that's not so bad. Thanks, bye.